Hey guys, Benji here. Just gonna do the question of the day or question of the week. I think I called it question of the day in one of my last videos. But anyway, question of the week, which it's not actually a week. I'm probably doing 2 a month, maybe. It's not as many. But anyway, here's what it is. How did you choose? How did you choose where to go to college? This one's pretty easy. It's gonna be a really short video, but I can still answer it, right? For later on. Oh, check out the fit. Yeah. Oh, old school BMW t-shirt. Yeah, it's a great one. But anyway, I picked it out because back when I was graduating high school in 1992, you could really, if you're going to go to a big school in Missouri, you could go to SMSU, which is now Missouri State, or you go to Mizzou, you go to University of Missouri. And being a halfway sharp kid, I was kind of like, hey, of all the, well, first off, let me say, I had to stay in state because we were poor, right? I wasn't going to go out of state. I didn't really want to go out of state. I wanted to kind of go where I knew some people. You know, in Missouri, so many people go to Mizzou, so why not have a few, friendly faces or people that you know when you go there, just in case to be like, hey, I can call so-and-so, we can go play basketball, or we can go grab something to eat or do something, study together. You see them in class. I mean, I thought, why not do that instead of go to University of Colorado, where I'm like, I will know 0 people. I have to go make one new friend before I can do anything with anyone. And so like my neighbor growing up, Vance, he went to Mizzou. Christian Word up street went to Mizzou. I mean, Vance was in my fraternity. He got me into that fraternity, into the Pike House. And then, I mean, he stayed across the hall from me. So it wasn't that big a deal. It was kind of like, hey, Vance went to Mizzou 2 years before me. I went to Mizzou, and my neighbor that I grew up with most of my whole life was across the hallway. So it made it friendly, made it easy. Easy for my parents too, to be like, oh, Vance is right there. He's older. He'll take care of Benji. And he did. And it was great. But I knew I had to stay in state, and I thought, well, if I'm going to have a degree, I might as well have a degree from a bigger state school that sounds better. Like you went to Mizzou, there's bigger alumni network, everything, versus going to Missouri Western or Northwest Missouri State or, you name them, SEMO. It just didn't make any sense. So it was kind of like, do you want to go somewhere that has a cool basketball program, a good football program, like all the things in college that you want, 25,000 kids, yeah, it was kind of a no-brainer. So I was just like, I'm going to apply. I applied to 3 places. I applied to Princeton, Harvard, and Mizzou, knowing I wouldn't get in, but I had to apply for an English assignment. We had to write our letters there and ask to get in and do all that stuff. But I didn't care about applying to any other school because I was kind of like, I want to go to Mizzou. I've seen the requirements. I've got the grades. I got the ACT score. I'll be fine. I'll get in. And I did. We did that in like, man, I want to say September of senior year in English class. And I got accepted a month later, 3 weeks later, whatever. Like, hey, congrats, you're accepted. And I'm like, okay, I'm done with high school. So I've already been accepted, and I got really bad grades my senior year because I just didn't care. But yeah, that's where I ended up going. And so I didn't look back. I still think it was a great decision. It was the right decision for what my parents could afford and what I wanted to do and what I was looking for. I want to go someplace that was kind of bigger and had fun and had a basketball and football program and go to the games, and those would be fun. And yeah, I mean, it was kind of a no-brainer. I never was going to go to KU or Oklahoma or Nebraska or Iowa or anything around there. There's no reason. So Mizzou was like $7,200 a year. Wasn't bad. It was like $30,000 to get out of college. I got out with I had some grants, and had like $23,000 of student loans and paid it off, and yeah, it's off and running. So that was kind of what it is. But how'd you choose where to go to college? That's how I chose. It was the biggest state school that I was going to go to and that I wanted to go to. So that's where I went. So see ya.